Hello and welcome to the Grove. So today I want to go through the Braum gameplay reveal trailer. If you have not seen this gameplay reveal trailer yet, I recommend you watch that first. Link in the description below, because I'm going to be stopping and starting pretty much the whole way through. So go watch that and then come back here and we'll nerd out together. I'm really excited for 2XKO. I do hope that they bring some lore into it, like some kind of lore events in the game. We'll talk about a little bit of the lore that I see within the gameplay reveal trailer. But Braum has a lot of history, and not only he's in Song of Nunu, now he's in 2XKO. I like his backstory. He's got the feats of strength. I think you can definitely do something like that in 2XKO and have a whole story mode in there for him. And we'll talk a little bit about the lore as we go through. So let's get started. This is the Braum gameplay reveal for 2XKO trailer. So right off the bat, I really like that they kind of give this nod. They put Alawi in there, and Alawi and Braum already have kind of some history. If you go back to Rune King, they were kind of a thing. Like, she really liked Braum in Rune King. She honestly had a thing for him.
For that reason, you have my shield. Good night, Alawi.
You could stay.
Another time, perhaps. A great battle with Thresh is approaching, and I feel I should be alone with my thoughts.
You are strong, Braum. In ways many men are not.
And so, you know, who knows if that gets explored more, but I really like that they put Alawi as his tag team partner in here. And so that was a good choice. I like that. She's tired. There you go. You get Braum hops in there. And this is immediately showing his switch. I wanted to show this really quick. Look at his switch. So this is Alawi actually goes in for a block, and that's used as like a switch moment here. You can see Braum comes in and his shield comes up. Braum is a very defensive character in all games. In Rune King, he's a very defensive character. League of Legends, a very defensive character. And so in 2XKO, I assume he's going to be very defensive. I mean, his weapon is a shield, right? So that's kind of in his character. And then I think that it seems like the block was used. I still haven't played the 2XKO alpha, so I don't know too much about the gameplay itself. I'd love to get into the alpha preview when that comes out. But it looks like Alawi goes in for a block here, and that's used as like a prime time for Braum's switch. Like, he comes in and blocks for her, right? She's going to block, and it looks like they use the switch, and it's like a guaranteed block in some way. So that's awesome. And I'm not sure what this is, why he's glowing here, but maybe it's because like you blocked like a good time block, you get a bonus or something. Yeah, very interesting. Now I want to note here Braum's shield. So note like how his shield is not colored right now. It's like it's got no ice on it, right? So Braum is Iceborn. What Iceborn means is you're born in the Freljord and you have a specific power. We can trace this all the way back to the Watchers and some Void stuff, but I'm not going to do that right now. Just know that Braum is Iceborn, and that means that he has the power of true ice. He can manipulate true ice. And I could definitely have a whole video just to true ice as well, but just know that this is like some magical ice, okay? This ice does not melt. It's literally what is used to protect all of Runeterra from a very bad thing, which is the Void and the Watchers. The only thing standing between them and Runeterra, they're bad. The only thing standing between them and Runeterra is true ice, which is a magical ice. So I don't want to get into like the whole thing about it, but it's not normal ice is what I'm trying to say. And he's also immune to the cold. That's really what Iceborn is. They also have some additional strength and stamina that normal people wouldn't have, which is why he can walk around this Freljord without a shirt. And I really like Braum's gear. Like, I really like that. I mean, it's not any different than what he always wears, right? But I just like the way, I love the art style of 2XKO. Like to see Braum in this with the shoulder pad. Yeah, he looks really cool. Okay, and I love this part. Like, Braum's character is all, you know, kind of, he's just a little silly, but like he's just a very nice guy. Like, no matter what he's doing, he comes off as nice. Like, he can be beating you up and he's still got a smile this whole time. And I love this part. I don't know why I can't get it, where he's literally on his back. Look at this. He does a push-up. He does a push-up here, and that's his, looks like his down. Look at this. One finger push-up. That's his up smash, it looks like. Then he lays on his back and hits him one more time with a smile. Look at this. I think Braum was a great addition. So that was an awesome ability, but I want to show this. So I don't know what this ability is. I don't think it's an ultimate. It's just kind of a very powerful one. Maybe it's like half meter. I really know nothing about the actual gameplay within 2XKO. I have not played it yet. But look at after this ability, his shield turns blue with true ice. And so it looks like maybe your abilities control this power. You can cover it in true ice, and then it looks like, I'll show a little bit later, that it looks like he can use it whenever he wants. So an ability causes it, and then you can use it. And he uses it right away here. Another little one finger push up, and then he does this grind on him. And then the shield goes back to normal. So I don't know if it's timed, if you have to use it within a certain amount of time, or how that works, but it looks like that's the main part of Braum's gameplay, is going between this true ice covered shield versus the natural shield. And a little bit about Braum's shield that's really interesting. So Braum's lore is that we don't know if these are true, right? But there's supposedly these feats of strength that Braum went through. One of which was a troll boy was trapped behind this shield that was set in a mountain. And Ornn's lore goes back to, there was a troll that came up to him, Grungback, who wanted to protect his treasure. And he cheated Ornn to get Ornn to craft a door, a vault door for his treasure to protect it. He cheated to win, and so Ornn ended up making the vault door. That's why it's in the shape of a ram, which is Ornn's symbol. And he placed the door to protect Grungback's treasure within the mountain. And eventually Grungback's like, oh, I want to go check on my treasure. And he goes to open the door, and he says, oh, I cannot get into my treasure. And so he goes back to Ornn. He's like, hey, I can't get into my treasure. Ornn's like, I agreed to make you a door that would keep your treasure safe from thieves. And Grungback's like, yeah, but I never stole anything from you. And Ornn tells him that time is more valuable than gold. I really love that story, but then this shield, eventually somehow a troll boy gets stuck within the treasure, behind the vault door. And in order to get to the boy, Braum literally punches through the mountain and then uses the vault door as a sled and carries the troll boy to safety. And that's how Braum uses this door as a shield now. That's the story behind it. And that's why it has a ram on it. So one of my favorite stories in Runeterra, I love that story because I love the story of Ornn. And that's why it's got that ram head. So a really great story and some history on Braum's shield. But it looks like part of Braum's kit in 2XKO is going to be switching between this true ice covered shield to a more natural shield, how it's supposed to look. And it looks like you can use an ability to trigger it, which causes it to be covered in true ice. And then you can use that once it's covered in true ice to either, I don't know, empower your abilities or open up a whole new ability kit. I'm not sure on that yet. But look at this. Sliding down while Yasuo was being just destroyed underneath his shield, and Braum still got a smile, man. Freaking great. And this looks like a taunt, and you can see the little Poros on the bottom who are just imitating Braum. Braum really likes the Poros, and the Poros really like Braum. Fun piece of lore. So the Poros are a mysterious, magical, and much-loved creature who seemingly originate from the Freljord. We don't really know where they originate from, but there's a lot of Poros in the Freljord. You'll see them in Song of Nunu a lot, but they have since spread across all of Runeterra, and they're present in Arcane. You can see them. There's one Poro that's with Heimerdinger. Little is really known about Poros, and even less is about Poro politics, and yet there is a Poro king who's believed to be the leader of Poros. But yeah, this taunt looks great. I love the little Poros. This is Yasuo's taunt, I'm guessing. Something really cool there. Another awesome ability from Braum is this down smash that just looks like a projectile ability in a sense, that goes down. So that's really cool. Another taunt from Braum, just some squats. And look how awesome this shield is. How the heck are you going to break through this? Like, is this going to do, you have to do like a powerful hit or something to get through that? I don't know. And does it require, to get this type of shield in place, is it required to have true ice shield form when you want to cast that? I don't really know, but I like it. And it reminds me of that cinematic from the Freljord where Braum literally uses his shield to create an ice wall to stop an avalanche. So really cool. I wonder how someone can overcome it. Is it like a timed thing? Does he run out of stamina in a sense eventually? Look at that. Look at the freeze. So here's what I'm talking about. See, Braum's shield right now is covered in true ice because he's iceborne. Then he punches his shield. Ahri gets hit by it and is literally frozen, but Braum's shield returns to normal. So I think that's really going to be his toolkit, is swapping between the true ice covered shield and then his regular shield, and he gets to kind of use it as an ability amplifier. Because I don't think this ability, I don't think it would work if he tries to do it before his shield is covered in true ice. So Braum's toolkit is going to be trying to get his shield to be covered in true ice and then using an ability that involves this true ice shield, is my thought process. See, like, but it like triggers so easily. Like all he does here, like he even gets blocked. So I'm a little confused as to how this gets activated, or is it just always activated after a short amount of time? So he punches her, she's blocked right here. He hits her, boom, with this, and that causes his shield to become true ice again. Actually, that's where it becomes true ice. So not when the initial hit that gets blocked. So I'm not sure how he gets it triggered, but there's definitely a method, it seems, to triggering his shield to become covered in true ice. And then he uses that again pretty soon. Yeah, so see, even like that ability, it looks like it used up the true ice on his shield. I freaking love the Poros. There's so much Poro action. I feel like I've seen this Poro before. You know who this might be? This might be the Mighty Poro from, he has the exact same hammer, so I'm assuming that it is. This might be the Mighty Poro from Legends of Runeterra. So that's great. I freaking love it. I love Poros. I like that Braum literally gives him 5 after. Look at that. Braum's awesome. Is it the Mighty Poro? Yeah, he's got the eye patch and everything. This is definitely the Mighty Poro from Legends of Runeterra. I was saying I've seen this guy before. That's great. And then he just right after that, boom. And so these are this is Braum's ultimate, and these are Poro snacks, which is also in Legends of Runeterra, and you use it to grant Poro allies everywhere a bonus like health and damage. So I love that they brought these in. And yeah, Poros love Poro snacks. Freaking great. What is such a good ult. And then you see all the Poros, so he basically, what he does is he throws Poro snacks on you. The Poros attack to get the snacks. You know, they're not actually fighting her, they just want the snacks, it looks like. So it's just so good. It's just so good. They just want the snacks. Yeah, and then they roll off. The ball literally rolls off, and then the Poros got the Poro snacks and they run off screen. Freaking great. And this looks like maybe his victory animation. Freaking great. Poros. So you can literally throw the Poro as a projectile. I'm not sure if that's like a finisher maybe, or if it's an actual ability, but yeah, you can throw a Poro. Yeah, that might be a finisher. So there it is, 2xKO gameplay reveal for Braum. I think Braum is great. The next champion I think we could get, honestly, I do remember seeing Jinx in some of the 2xKO gameplay, so I'm surprised we haven't gotten her yet. She was who I was expecting. Braum is a pleasant surprise. I'd love to see some of the other non-human characters come into play. We have not seen a Yordle yet. I definitely think it needs a Yordle, right? They're not gonna have 2xKO not have a Yordle. I want to see Fiddlesticks. I think he'd be a great champion. One of the Freljordian demigods would be cool. Honestly, Ornn I think would be great, or Volibear. I said this before in our podcast, the Brazen Hydra. I think Kindred would be great. And with Kindred, I think you should have it where they fill both slots. So you can't pick the lamb without the wolf, and you can't pick the wolf without the lamb. They automatically fill 2 slots, and their strength is their combos. Like they're constantly switching in and out with each other. Kind of like a Cho'Gall from Heroes of the Storm, if you know who I'm talking about. Where picking one is the same thing as picking both, and they fill both slots in the 2v2 role. So I think Kindred would be awesome. I'd really like to see it like that, and not just as a single character. Maokai. I want to see someone not human come into 2xKO, because right now all the characters are very just human. I'd also like to see some lore. I want to see PvE in 2xKO. Like I was talking about with Braum, I love Braum's lore, and he's got the feats of strength that he goes through. Like I'd like to see a 2xKO story mode, a PvE mode, where perhaps you select Braum and you go through his feats of strength, right? Or something, you know, like all these champions have lore. I'd like to see a story mode in 2xKO. I know the survey was hinting at some stuff where you could maybe imply that they were asking about a PvE mode. If you signed up for the 2xKO alpha, if you haven't, there's a link below this video to sign up for it. Some of the stuff does hint at a PvE mode. I do hope like a PvE mode comes through this in a sense, you know, in some way. Whether that's you make your own Runeterra character and carry them through a story mode, or the individual characters telling their specific stories and some small parts of their story within 2XKO. But yeah, I'm very excited. I'm going to leave it right there with a nice shot of the Poro. I'm very excited for 2XKO. I hope I get into 2XKO Alpha. I think it's got a lot of potential. Braum is one of my favorite characters in Runeterra, and I'm happy to see him join the game. Let me know your thoughts in the bottom. Who do you want to see next as a champion for the game? Would you be interested in a PvE mode? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for stopping by the Grove, and I will see you in the next one.